Okay, in this lecture section, we're going to talk about public goods. So this is a diagram that's available on my CameronEconomics.com teaching page, typology for private, public, and collective goods. So the main category, we'll start with private goods. Private goods or normal economic goods are things that only one person can consume at a time and that people can be excluded from. So private normal economic goods, only one person can consume it at a time, and you can exclude people from that. An obvious example of that is a donut. Only one person can eat a donut at a time, and the donut is used up. So then the opposite of that is when there is no rivalry in consumption and you can't exclude people. And so the most commonly accepted example is national defense. And this is an excuse, often used as an excuse for the existence of the state, in that you have a free riding problem. Let's say that everyone except me, Cameron Weber, pays for national defense. I can't be excluded from it, and everyone benefits from national defense, and I can't be excluded from it. Therefore, that's an excuse. That's called free riding. I would be free riding because I'm not contributing my share. So therefore, then you would need the state to tax to ensure that everyone who benefits from national defense is paying for national defense. And then you have another Ms. Ostrom won the Nobel Prize in Economics for her research on tragedy of the commons. Now, tragedy of the commons are when you can't exclude people from it, but it is used up in consumption. And the most commonly accepted example there is fishing in the oceans. If you can't exclude people from fishing in the oceans or grazing in common lands, then people will overgraze or overfish. And that's called the tragedy of the commons. And then from Ayer in 2016 in the Journal of Economic Literature, he has an article, The New Economics of Religion, and he talks about, or they talk about, this collective goods. So anything that's not a private good is a collective good. And then you have this category that James Buchanan of the Public Choice School researched. A part of his research program was club goods, where it's not used up or rivalry in consumption, but you can exclude people. And so Buchanan's example was private airports as a club good. For Ayers, religion is a club good. And So what you get, as we've discussed in class, is um, the more things that are declared public goods, more and more things are declared public goods, the state becomes larger and larger, and you get political transfers instead of market transfers. And the more, the larger the state is, the more, well, now in today, there's a lot of, uh, see, authoritarian or strong governments, nationalists, a lot of nationalists. So what you're getting is you're getting secessionist movements and separatist movements, which would be a part of club goods. And then because the state is self-interested and enlarging its power, more and more things are declared public goods. More things are declared public goods as the state enlarges its power. Things which could actually be private goods. For example, medical services are rival in consumption and excludable, yet they're now part of the public good category in many countries. Of course, communicable diseases are a different situation than our individual health services, right? Let's see. So I guess that's a good enough introduction to public goods.